hurricane, a tidal wave. It seems perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. And get you out of my hand again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head. Get you out of my head again. Just to feel like I'm fading, and though my heart breaks, I'm beaten down. I press the ledge just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't even say that I drown with a child's play in the rain. I feel like I'm fading. Come on, give it all you got. You're trying to save me, but you're making it all worse. Every time you hear these words, I'll be down the road, cause I know the odds are better on my side. Why don't you try to be wise? Help me, I'm calling you cry. I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks, I'm beaten down. I press the ledge just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't even say that I drown with a child's play in the rain.
And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's party time with us. We're the Video Bros. I'm Bobby Munson, and the man beside me, he's the man with the angelic voice. He's Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, happy Thursday. How you doing, brother?
Ooh, I'm doing great. Happy Thursday to you, and happy Thursday to all the wrestling people out there. I'm right where I like to be on Thursday evenings, dead center in Papa Smokes Studios here, ready to do another episode of Ring Respect Radio. And we got some historical and important stuff to talk about tonight.
You bet. If you're looking for the best in independent wrestling, well, you've landed on it right here, talking independent wrestling with you on Ring Respect Radio on Thursday nights. And that includes these beautiful people in the chat, including Andre C right there saying, howdly doodly, friend Doritos. Well, howdly doodly to you too, Mr. Andre C. PPW says, hey, Papa Smokes. And oh, yeah, I guess Munson as well. Thanks, PPW. Really appreciate it. Ambassador, hello, you handsome devil as well, too. How are you doing, brother? Glad to see you here.
Buddy.
It is a party now, Papa Smokes. We're going to be joined in a
little
bit. We're going to be joined a little bit by our good friend Ed Fries to talk chaotic wrestling, Cold Fury, talking about the matches coming up for that. But first, we've got some conversation about MLP Mayhem coming up at you. But before then, why don't I do the typical plug here, Papa Smokes? Because live Saturday, April the 26th in Saskatoon, it's Prairie Pro Wrestling action. Make sure that you get your tickets. I believe it's going to be the same as last time. General admission standing room only left. All of the seats are officially sold out. And you can get those, I believe, on the day of the show at the door. And when you got dedicated people like Bass and the Bass Boys, I'm sure are going to be out there nice, bright, and early and ready for some PPW action coming up on the 26th of April.
Well, it won't be so bad for our friend Basser if he's wearing his shorts now. Saskatoon and Saskatchewan and Canada starting to melt a little bit, Munson, starting to warm up. You can feel people's spirits starting to lift, my own included. It was a long, dark, snowy winter. We're all coming out of it. We're all looking forward to spring. And by the time in April that we hit PPW's next show, everybody's going to be loving life and loving coming out to the local wrestling show.
And it's beautiful, Pop Smokes. I mean, we normally we're broadcasting 9:05 on the East Coast. It is sunny and beautiful outside right now. Still, I can see daylight, and I'm happy about it. It is going to be exciting. As Bass saying, first in line with Subway, baby. Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait to get back to some PPW action. And, of course, this Saturday, going to throw the plug out there. It's the this Saturday, it's El Asesino versus Phil Deadly. That championship match is coming up. We just called it today. It's coming up in a few weeks here. We got a couple matches before it, but this weekend, El Asesino, Phil Deadly on the Prairie Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. But, Papa Smokes, we got to get on to some business here. Let's talk about MLP, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Mayhem. 2 shows just over last weekend there, Friday and Saturday, coming out of Windsor, Ontario. A lot of great history was explained about the Windsor area and pro wrestling there. I love that these guys do this kind of homage to the past while bringing in the new flavor. I like this company. I think we're not going to talk about every match, but I want to talk a little bit with you about what some of the standouts were and everything like that, what we'd like to see going forward and things. But I mean, first and foremost, I got to give them credit. This is a brand new company broadcasting on Triller, and the quality of the broadcast was great. Like there wasn't any hiccups or anything like that. They had their shit together. It looked good. They had their video packages. They had their promos backstage. And again, they even had the problem where Don Callis, unfortunately, was unable to make it due to a family situation that he had to deal with. Veda Scott, I'll give her all the credit, stepped in at the final hour to come in and work with Mauro Ronaldo and owned that role the whole weekend as well, too. So, I mean, credit to Veda for doing that. It was great to see Sam Laterna backstage, someone we're familiar with from MLW as well there, too, Papa Smokes. So a lot of those things that I really liked right off the hop with MLP.
Very much so. And they say that first impressions are one of the most important things. And this is kind of what you and I wanted to achieve by watching this weekend of wrestling. 6 full hours. That's a lot of entertainment for one weekend. And Maple Leaf Wrestling returning and making a big splash with a 2-night pay-per-view quality show, so to speak, and really putting it all on the line. And like you, I was impressed with this first impression. I think they've got the gas to make a good run of this. And it looked really good. Like you, I liked the production value a whole bunch. This was filmed at Sinclair College in Windsor, Ontario. So this is one of their little amphitheaters that they probably have music and drama and theater and that sort of other kinds of performances in this theater. It's not massive, but it was full, and it had the bleachers up there. You could see the fans in the background. It looked absolutely excellent. The way they had their camera placement, there was one up high where you could see the action with a little bit of elevation. They had their floor cams. They had their hard cam. The lighting was excellent. Everything was really lit. Sometimes they had the crowd lit a little bit because you know how I like to get a feel for what the crowd looks like. Got to see them a little bit, but really putting the spotlight on the talent that they had on this show. And that's, I know, what excites you as well as me about Maple Leaf Wrestling coming back. We get to see the spotlight on some up and coming Canadian talent. So as Canadians, we're loving this. And as wrestling fans in general know, Canada, one of the foremost countries in producing new top quality talent in professional wrestling. So this is like a red carpet for us to just see some of this talent that's coming up. And didn't we see a lot of it in this 6 hours of wrestling? All kinds of great Canadian talent.
Yeah, now I do want to talk about some of that talent here. As we say hello to Bobby Staff, Bobby Bettino in the house. How are you doing, my brother? Glad to see you here. Yeah, like speaking of some of that talent, I kind of want to know who some of those standouts were for you. I mean, to me, there was a good handful of standouts throughout this thing. Some that, again, were in multi-man matchups and everything like that. That I think there would be a great opportunity to see them further in one-on-ones or more tag type matches. But I think you almost have to give credit where credit's due. They're trying to build a roster and they don't have regular TV. So what they're trying to do is get as many people out there, get the spots, get them accustomed to the audience so that the audience grows. They understand these are the players that are in place and they have to get them out there in some way, shape, or form. And again, you're working with 6 hours of TV. It seems like a lot, but it's not in the grand scheme of things when you've got stretches between now and May when your next event is happening and you need to be able to have people interested and invested in it kind of thing. And they were able to do that. Again, if there's one thing I could say, like there's more than one thing that stands out, but the big thing for the weekend in terms of the quality of the wrestling, the ladies sure brought it. The ladies brought it in their matchups throughout that tournament every single time. I thought it was a shame that the two, I believe they were on like a pre-show that must have been on YouTube or something along those lines that we didn't get. So all of a sudden I'm watching night one and they're announcing, oh, Serena Deeb's gone through and so is Taylor Rising. I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm like, I was kind of expecting to watch those matches, but I'm like, okay, so we get Zoe and Kylie Ray coming out. And man, I got to say, Zoe looked like a killer in this matchup, Papa Smokes. Despite not getting the victory, they made it work in a way where Kylie Ray was fortunate enough to pick up on one small little window of opportunity to get that pin on Zoe, but they made Zoe look absolutely dangerous throughout this match.
Very much so. And wasn't it fun for us, Saskatchewan and PPW guys, to see some of our talent that's regularly featured on our shows on a nice big stage like Maple Leaf Wrestling? And Zoe Sager was first and foremost up for us. This was really good. I love the way this match was set out. First of all, you've got Kylie Ray. She's like a Bailey during her hugger phase. She's all smiles. She's all cute. She comes out. She's total baby face. Greets all the fans. Everybody loves her. And then Zoe Sager comes out the exact opposite, as we've seen her behave at PPW. She's got disdain for the fans. She's telling them they're crybabies and all the rest of it. She also looks the part. She looks so professional. She has great gear. She has the full presentation down. So both of these ladies looked awesome in this match. It was laid out perfectly. Zoe went after Ray's leg and really there was a lot of good wrestling in this. This was a side of Zoe Sager I hadn't seen. These two had some time in their match, so they wrestled for a while at the beginning. And it was reversal and go behind and standing switch and reversals and takedowns. And the whole professional wrestling match started this encounter. And this is the way I love to watch it. These two went for it. They grappled with each other for a bit, see who would get the advantage and see who could start wearing down the other one. With a veteran like Kylie Ray, Zoe Sager was with her every step of the way, looking like a veteran herself, even though she's not nearly as long in the game as Ray is. But wow, they really built something in this match, and everything went perfectly. There was no loss of timing. There was no loss of coordination. There was no little bits that didn't work out or anything like that. This went perfectly. I got to hand it to both the ladies. They killed it in this. And Zoe Sager's star continues to rise with another great performance, this time on a nice big stage that lots of Canadian people and lots of wrestling fans around the world are going to see.
Yeah. And yeah, it was fantastic to see that being done again. You know, somebody that we work with here in PPW to get that shine, and them also to put it over a commentary that she is actually 1-1 now with Kylie Ray, that she held a victory first over Kylie Ray as well too. So that was brought up as we got comments coming in here. Bobby saying Zoe Sager does great at playing at heel. Imagine if she was the heel contender for Delmi Exo in MLW. That would be fantastic. Bobby would absolutely love it. And Baster making a comment that young guy PCO was flying off the who was flying off the ropes through a table with Mark was quite a standout. Yes. PCO, the quite interesting man right there. That match with him and Mark was geez, like that chair shot to the back of the head, Papa Smokes. Like, I don't know about you, but that one made me cringe a little bit when I saw that one. I worried a little bit for Mark when I saw him get hit there, but man, he toughed it out with PCO, who is a brawler. He's a hardcore brawler type guy, and he's gonna take you to task, and it is hard to keep him down permanently, kind of thing. And Mark threw everything he had at him. He did everything he could. It didn't happen. BCO was able to get that victory, but a great showing for our PPW champion.
Very much so. And we had seen him on night one as well in the 8-man scramble match for the Oceanic Championship held by Mo Jabari, another guy we've worked with around these parts in the past. And exciting to see him doing good things with his career as well. But fun to watch some of the talent that we know. Again, getting an opportunity on a big stage like that. Michael Allen Richard Clark came out and was going to make the best of that. Night one in the 8-man match, he came out. His presentation is so excellent, and I mean, he's looking so good. His bodybuilding is great. His physique looks like a Greek Adonis. He's clean shaven. He's got the nice haircut. Boy, he's going to make an impression with a lot of these wrestling fans. He came in, he fell short in this match, not managing to wrest that Oceanic Championship from Mo Jabari, but it's all about the process. He got in there with other up-and-coming stars in Canada and in the wrestling world, and he hung in there with all those guys, got to do some of his stuff, looked really good, got to do a set of push-ups, and these fans got to put their eyeballs all over Michael Allen Richard Clark and get a good look at him. That's the best chance you can get as a young wrestler these days. Michael Allen made the best of it.
Sure did. We're going to talk a little bit more here about a couple more things I want to find out from you, Pop Smokes, but we're welcoming in. Well, we got to reset how this is all set up. There we go. There's something in there will work.
Hey, Ed.
We'll leave it alone right there. Now Ed has joined us. Ed,
right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing a good job. Having a good day. It's been all right, but you know, it is what it is.
Perfect. We're going to be talking about chaotic wrestling right away, but back to MLP here, Pop Smokes. I want to know, I do want to get your thoughts on the NWA Championship matchup. That one I'm curious about, but before we do that, anybody else, anybody in particular, one or two people that were clear standouts or something for you, or you've got a few names to drop that were standouts that you weren't familiar with?
Yep, very much so. On night one, babyface tag team called the Jet Setters, Kushida and Kevin Knight. Man, did they look good. And in the curtain jerker match, the warm-up match at the very beginning, to have a high-energy aerial maneuver tag team like this of two very skilled wrestlers that work very well together in the ring. Kushida, of course, more of a veteran, and Kevin Knight, a young guy with all kinds of energy. They were against Blake Christian and QT Marshall, a couple of Indy veterans right there, too. This match was quite good, and the Jet Setters really stood out to me. those guys have got something going on, and they had that crowd hyped up in that first match.
Yeah, and Marshall was building something all weekend with a faction potentially in MLP, which is interesting to see as well too. But yeah, they were a standout. What did we think? What do we think of? What is it, Psycho Mike? I think it's
yeah. Or Johnny Swinger, the guy that did the promo at the beginning. That was some pretty old school shit. I liked him.
Love Johnny Swinger from TNA.
There you
go.
Yeah,
okay. You know this guy. See, I wasn't familiar.
So Johnny Swinger got big during the pandemic.
Okay.
Because everybody was looking for something different. And Johnny Swinger has this interesting character that he likes to pull out. He went on a losing streak trying to earn a chance at the TNA World Championship at one point. He was going to get married to Rosemary on TV and got shot during his wedding. Oh, yeah. All kinds of things.
Oh, my.
It's all TNA. It was in TNA. It was TNA. Let me tell you.
Yeah, during the era of making mini movies instead of actually wrestling. I'm sure it was fun.
That one was actually with a crowd, believe it or not. The last part was with a crowd.
Okay.
But like he had Swingers Dungeon, like he had a lot of fun stuff. The Impact fans will know who he is. He's a good hand who has a bit of comedic value.
Yeah,
that can really do something.
I like Sheldon Jean was another one that was a good standout from the weekend as well too.
Yes.
And then again on the lady side, like Taylor Rising, I hadn't seen a lot of Taylor Rising stuff, but she impressed very much so there as well. Like fantastic work. And then, and then of course, Giselle owned the weekend and everything like that too, making it to the finals of the championship tournament against Kylie Ray. That's going to take place at Northern Rising. So they're actually crowning both champions at Northern Rising by the sounds of it, from my understanding, because they're having the 20-man battle royal gauntlet or whatever it is to crown the men's champion. And then they're going to have Giselle versus Kylie Ray for the Canadian Women's Championship. Very interesting, like where it's all going. I mean, it's going to be a spectacular event. I can't wait. Looking forward to it.
For sure. And like we said, this weekend's 2 nights of shows was kind of just like, they were kind of splashing it out there, kind of introducing the company to the people, what it's going to look like, maybe some of the talent we might feature, but they also put a lot of talent on that show simply because I think they're just going to try some people out, see how it goes, see how they look. It's difficult to gauge talent until you get them in a match in front of a crowd. I have the feeling that's what MLP management is going to do, is just try them out, get in there for a match. We got all kinds of spots. We don't know who the sort of loose roster is going to be at this point, so let's try a whole bunch of people, see what goes over, and see what they like.
Yeah, it's very, very well built. Last thing we'll talk about here on the MLP side, Papa Smokes, I want to talk about the NWA Championship match. They hosted main event of night 1. It was Tom Latimer, the champion, defending against the Nomad Bishop Dyer in only, I think he said it was his second match since his release from the WWE. I had mentioned to you he's coming across more with that fighter type gimmick kind of thing. That was prevalent here as well too. I want to know what you thought of this matchup, this being the main event of the night. What were your thoughts on these two individuals as well too?
I thought it was very cool, and we talked earlier when we were introducing this about the fact that this company is going to showcase young and upcoming Canadian talent, but you got to sell some tickets too, and you want to get some names that people know from TV already. So what better than the NWA champion Tom Latimer, who's got some cachet in the wrestling business right now, especially when you're holding that belt to 10 pounds of gold. He looks the part. He's big. He looks like a wrestler. And then get somebody else that everybody knows his face already, Bishop Dyer, as he's known now. Bring them in. Make that the main event the first night. Give the fans something that they can really sink their teeth into. And that way, that helps to showcase the talent that you want to get over on the lower part of your card as well. So I love the idea for this. And these two didn't disappoint in this match. By the way, guys, they said it on the broadcast. We were talking about this in trivia. What was that last NWA title defense in Toronto 20 years ago? They showed the finish. Did you guys remember or notice that?
Yeah, and it slipped my mind already. I can't remember already. I've drawn a blank, Papa Smokes. I totally screwed it up.
It was Raven came in as the champion against Jeff Jarrett, and Jarrett went over.
Yeah.
It's one of those finishes where they were both knocked out, but Jarrett fell on top of him, and the ref made the count. New champion, Jeff Jarrett for the NWA. So there's our trivia question from 2 weeks ago, answered in completion.
No, there we go. Bobby saying Bishop Dyer was a great contender for Tom Latimer's NWA championship. Yep. I liked the match personally. I thought that it was great that, you know, Latimer had to dig deep, cheat to win a little bit there. It kind of sells Dyer as still being a badass fighter out there. I like the idea, the nomad gimmick. Again, this comes across like the lone wolf when he was in NXT more so than anything he ever did on the main roster. And I preferred the lone wolf gimmick than anything he did on the main roster. So I can get behind this. I like it. I think they placed him in a good position to not look bad in losing to Tom Latimer, and even losing to Tom Latimer, to me isn't necessarily a bad thing at the same time. Bobby's asking us, which MLW wrestlers would you like to see Scott D'Amore bring to MLP? I think there's one easy answer right there, and it's Alex Kane. Plain and simple. But yeah, no, I liked it. Overall, MLP, I'm gonna continue watching sport and want to see this succeed here in Canada. Papa Smokes, I think we're both on the same page. So you'll be hearing more about MLP in the future from the Video Bros right here on Ring Respect Radio. So stay tuned. And we got lots coming up. Papa Smokes, SPW's Fight for Gold just happened the other day. Big news coming out of that. Keeping it secret because Papa Smokes doesn't know the finish to the big Fight for Gold matchup. So it's coming out on YouTube. So we're not going to say it. No, stuff in the audio, the comment section here. We can't let Papa Smokes know. We need him to be surprised. So that'll be coming up on YouTube soon. But also coming up very, very soon in the month of April is Chaotic Wrestling's Cold Fury. And I'm going to turn things over
next week, next Friday.
It's in March. Sorry. Okay. My apologies. Next Friday. So anyway, if before I go screwing up dates and anything else, I'm going to turn things over to the master of Chaotic Wrestling, our good friend Oled Ed Fries. And what can we expect from Cold Fury?
It's Chaotic's biggest show of the year. There's always fun stuff to happen. It's kind of like their WrestleMania. We got the new Cold Fury poster, which has a lot of the superstars on it.
Nice.
A lot of our favorites are on here. I know Bobby's favorites are on here. I can see them right there in the middle.
Yay.
Becca.
Becca's on there too. Yeah, Becca's on there too.
Yep.
Got a whole bunch of good stuff going on. As we talked about last time going into the last show, Brad Cashew's been, protesting outside of the shows. He's unhappy about the injustices. Well, he's getting back in the ring at Chaotic on the 28th. He's taking on Anthony Green. Anthony Green is a world-traveled wrestler. I'm sure you guys in Canada have seen him. He's been everywhere. He's been in all kinds of different wrestling promotions on TV, in Japan, everywhere and everywhere. So that'll be a fun match, I think.
So Brad Cashew's not going to be protesting and leaving the building this time around. He's going to be fighting.
Apparently he's going to work the show. I mean, I would too if it was the biggest payday of the year. You know what I mean?
All right.
But his boycott.
He's boycotted a bunch of shows.
BDJ says, "What's up, boys? Ed, I'm coming for that Bell next trivia night. Keep in mind, next trivia is next Thursday, and it's ladies' night here on Ring Respect Radio. The only ones competing."
In the chat last night, though, the men can join the comment section.
Yes, the men can join the comment section. Papa Smokes, in fact, will be playing on the Twitch side next Thursday night. Papa Smokes will be here on screen with us, but he will officially be playing on behalf of Twitch as we've temporarily lost poor Papa Smokes. This happened earlier as well too while we were chit-chatting, but it's all good. But yes, next Thursday trivia night is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It's all in support of International Women's Day that was this month, as well as a great women's charity that it's going to be supported as well too. As BDJ say, Mama Smokes. What about Mama Smokes here? BDJ, is this a slam at Papa Smokes, or is there more to the Mama Smokes comment that you got there for him? We've got the situation almost fixed here, Ed.
Yeah. Give me a second.
All right. Yeah. Fixing it up. There it goes. Now we're looking better. That works.
I'm back.
It's not
we're
quite
back.
Wanted it to, but in the short span of time I had, I'll take it.
It's perfect. I love it. Absolutely dynamite, Ed. Great work.
So that'll be a fun match that we have going on. We also have, in another fun match that we've decided to see, Donovan Dijak will be taking on New Japan Strong trainee Seabass Finn. Seabass Finn is fantastic here. He's one of Andre's favorites in Chaotic after having seen him on the Fighting Spirit Unleashed show in Lowell. So this will be a fun one. Seabass Finn at the last show called out whoever lost the Chaotic Wrestling heavyweight championship match at the last show. So it's always nice to see Dijak. Always nice to see Dijak.
Yeah, and not only that, against Seabass Finn, that's going to be a great matchup. That is one I'm really looking forward to, and I like Donovan Dijak.
Big guy, little guy. Always fun to watch those kinds of matches.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that one, Papa Smokes?
Oh, looks good. I like Dijak already. He's big, he's talented, and then from the couple of times I've seen Seabass on Chaotic, like him also, totally different style, but like a fan favorite and an entertaining wrestler to watch. I look forward to this one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fun there. A match that Bobby is very excited for. The Panoptic Fatal 4-Way. Yeah. So this is the current champion, Aggro, taking on not only the first, but also the second and the third ever Chaotic Panoptic champions. So Becca was the first. She retired holding the women's championship, and then they created the Panoptic championship. She then lost it after a good reign to Aaron Rourke, who then lost it to Armani Chaos. And then down the road we get to Aggro. So Aggro is going to have a tough challenge ahead of him as he's got three former champions coming after his gold.
Even older Ed is here.
I'm everywhere.
And good evening, gents. Good evening to you too, SDG. That's gonna be a fun match. Actually, I'm looking for the fact that you got that history there too with the championship being on each of these individuals at a different point in time. It makes it that much more exciting. Before we talk even further, though, Ed, this is still available. This is going to be available live on Twitch as per usual, right?
It'll be live. Okay. I believe it's live on Twitch, and I believe it's live on YouTube.
And on YouTube as well too.
Lately, okay. The last few shows have been on YouTube, so I don't know if they're having issues with their Twitch or what, but I know they're running a lot of old Cold Furies on their Twitch, and I know that the last two shows I've been able to find on their YouTube channel, which is again free to watch.
Yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. Go check out Chaotic Wrestling on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure that you're watching Cold Fury live next Friday night as well too. So, because sometime in April we'll get to talking about what went down at Cold Fury.
Absolutely.
But thoughts on this, Papa Smokes? This dance here for the title.
Oh, looking good. I'm most excited, of course, about Becca. She made an impression with me in MLW. Very clever worker, very smart, uses her social media and all that. I don't know if you saw her post this week. She had like a little mock kind of TMZ headline that said, Becca stage dives at her own concert and nobody catches her.
Yeah.
Sounds like right.
Good stuff. She's funny. She's what?
But she continues to be a great entertainer, even online.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's clever in the way she builds her persona or her character, sort of, and Chaotic will be loving having her back, I suspect.
Oh, yeah. We in the Northeast love it when we get Becca back again, when she's not on the West Coast doing everything over there.
Yep.
Like being a pop star.
Yeah. Speaking of people we don't love, we have DJ Powers and Jose Zamora, the Spotlight, taking on Tony Navarro, the Big Cheese, and Spike Nishimura, who we do like. And Livia, the girlfriend of DJ Powers, is going to be the special guest referee for this match.
Oh, boy.
She's not happy with DJ. At the last show, they were a tag team, and he stole the victory from her and made her get out of the ring to do so. She's not happy with him, so she decided to make him find a tag team partner, and he thought Jose Zamora, who was talking to him on the social media stuff, was a cameraman. He did not realize that Zamora was a wrestler and said, I can take the cameraman and win this. And so there's going to be a lot of fun and chaos here. I was expecting this to be Livia versus DJ Powers with all the stuff that they've had going down, but apparently we're still saving that match for later. So
yeah, not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Yeah, and I just put the link to their YouTube up for everybody, so you can now go to Chaotic Wrestling on YouTube. I'm just going to grab their Twitch channel here as well, too, and I will get that posted.
And also, I want to also say, as a big shout out, this is a show that's being done in conjunction with the Mark Clan. The Mark Clan is a gaming Twitch company that JT Dunn is a part owner of. It is just a large group of individuals who all stream on Twitch, who love gaming and want to make gaming a way to increase the benefits in your life as opposed to taking away from it at any age and at, any skill level. It's just about, finding a community within gaming. So they are partnering with Chaotic Wrestling to present this show. So I believe that they're going to have some kind of involvement on scene during this. This isn't the first time they've done this. They're great people. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. No, that's good news. Oh, Cat wants to get involved with the conversation.
Oh, the cat's getting involved. Well, speaking of people getting involved, Octaroos stole the Chaotic Wrestling New England Championship from Trigger the OG 2 shows ago, but Trigger got it back last show. Well, he didn't lose the title. The title was literally physically stolen from him. Like Octaroos just picked up the title and walked away with it. And as we know, possession is 9/10 of the law.
It is.
So they're now going to compete again over it. So the GGC is looking to add gold to the GGC. And Octaroos is looking to knock off Trigger the OG.
So they really got a lot coming to the fold here. Like a lot of the stuff that they've been building up for a while now. Like, again, this is, like you say, the big show. This is the one where a lot of this stuff comes to head. This is where, champions are made and everything like that. Like this has turned out to be quite the big card. Like this is a huge match. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I have 5 match graphics, and there are still 2 more that I don't have graphics for that we're going to talk about in a bit.
Oh, perfect. I haven't quite got to the graphics yet. No. Yeah. But yeah, thoughts on this one, Papa Smokes?
No, looks good. Trigger the OG is one of the guys that's stood out for me as I've been watching Chaotic, and I like that Arcturus too. I find him scary in that mask for some reason. Like he looks really creepy, and I like the whole presentation of it. He looks like he's a cleric in some evil cult or something. But
exactly what he is.
yeah. It looks convincing, and I like this. That match will have some punch to it as well, I suspect.
Yeah, hell yeah, it will.
So for the tag team championships, for the Monarchy's crown jewels, Bob, the Monarchy is in a 4-way tag team match.
Oh, how are they going to sneak their way out of this one, Ed?
I don't know how they're sneaking their way out of this one, but it is the Monarchy taking on the GGC of the miraculous Milo Mira and God's greatest creation, Jeriel Rivera, taking on PV Drago of Paris Vandale and Dante Drago is the best, versus JT Dunn and a mystery partner. JT Dunn and PV Drago had a tag team match at the last show. Unfortunately, as the show got started, JT was getting to the arena. He got a call that his partner wasn't able to make the show. They couldn't get there for some reason. And so they had to go 3-on-4, and they got their asses kicked. They had a fun moment where they took Paris Vandale and threw her into the crowd on top of the bad guys. But at the end of the day, the bad guys got the win. So now, for all the tag team gold, all 4 teams are in there, and Bobby's Monarchy might have bitten off more than they can chew in this one.
I think I've got it, because of course they're going to make their own rule. They have to make their own rule. What if after somebody gets the pin on one of the other teams, they turn around and change the rule to, oh yeah, by the way, you have to pin the champs in order to win the match?
I was thinking they might make it an elimination match. And also, we don't even know if this is under royal rules. Like, we've not yet been told whether or not this is royal rules or not. This may just be straight up chaotic rules. I doubt it, but you never know.
I mean, it's the big show of the year. I would think that all royalty has to be on display, does it not? Like, this is an opportunity for royal rules at their finest.
I mean, if you consider the royal rules fine, then yes. But
I mean, they're some of the most unique rules I've seen in professional wrestling.
Oh, they are certainly unique, and as are the Monarchy. They are indeed unique.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the Monarchy, a husband and wife team that are king and queen of chaotic wrestling. There they are. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely stunning.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
The most chaotic tag team tournament that ever got assembled.
Papa Smokes, your thoughts. What's going to happen? Are they going to put this under royal rules of any kind? Or the Monarchy going to find a way out of this thing?
Yeah, I think so. And because a 4-way tag team match, it's going to be long. It's going to have a whole ton of spots. It's going to have all kinds of angles involved in it. So I can't think that the Monarchy isn't going to have a plan up their sleeve to make sure they get out of there with those belts. Now, whether that plan comes to fruition or not is undetermined at this point, but I have no doubt that they'll throw a little swing in there somewhere to try and tip the scales in their favor.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
I'm just excited about who's the fourth man. Who's JT Dunn's tag team partner? He won't tell me. I've asked him a couple times. He says I gotta wait.
No theories.
Friday.
Any theories at all?
For me. So
maybe they got Bud Heavy.
Maybe. He did at the last show when he was on the phone with them that it was this person's chaotic debut. So it seems like it's somebody who may not have been here before.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I like the intrigue. It's always nice. That mystery partner thing is always cool, especially on the indies where it could be anybody who they can manage to get for the show.
And you may or may not have a clue who it is that shows up. You're not sure, but it's Indy, so you're going to cheer like hell anyway, because why not?
Speaking of people that I didn't expect to show up, I was watching the last show after the fact on Twitch and on YouTube. And yes, a WWE ID wrestler did make their chaotic debut at that show in the opening match. Mortar took on Cappuccino Jones from Evolve.
Oh, yeah, Cappuccino Jones.
So I got to see Cappuccino Jones again. I was very excited.
Nice.
Because that guy was a lot of fun. So I'm hoping to see more of him in Chaotic after we saw him last time.
So, Papa Smokes, I have this theory that Cappuccino Jones and Vinny Pacifico need to get together and have a high-energy tag team because you got the one with the energy drink and you got the one drinking cappuccinos. I mean, those guys are going to be wired all the time. That would be the best tag team you could put together right now.
I don't know if Papa Smokes can hear us.
Oh, maybe not.
Papa Smokes, can you hear us, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's this Canadian internet up here, man.
It's okay. I know how bad the Canadian internet is. That's why I wanted to give you a minute.
Worse yet. Oh, there he goes again.
He'll be back. Don't worry, people. He'll be back.
Yeah.
You know,
We
you can
lost
call
the
him
phone.
caffeine high.
Yeah. It is really bad though. Like there's very minimal choice for internet providers out this way,
Oh,
so it does not help at all. Oh, sorry. There he is. We brought him back. He's returned, the triumphant return of Papa Smokes.
But I still like that idea of Cappuccino and Vinny Pacifico tag team. They could be the pick-me-ups, maybe, right?
There we go.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. I said caffeine high, but I like that. Pick me up.
That's good, too. Yeah.
Speaking of things that are going to pick up the action, we've got our main event for Cold Fury. It is the Chaotic Wrestling World Championship match between WWID wrestler and Evolved talent Ricky Smokes taking on Mortar. Mortar won the Pandemonium match in January. He's here. He's ready. These guys have a storied history. They came up together in NEPWA, the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. They came into this company as a tag team and won the tag team championships. When Ricky Smokes and Mortar finally went out on their own, Ricky Smokes won the Chaotic Wrestling New England Championship. The person who dethroned him, Mortar. Now,
boy.
Ricky is now a 2-time Chaotic Countdown or, Chaotic Rumble winner. And he got his Money in the Bank style contract to be able to have a match at any point. After JT Dunn defended his title in a weaponized steel cage match against Danny Miles, Ricky Smokes came in after the fact and won the title from JT Dunn there. He's held it for a few months. And of course, now his old friend Mortar is back to ruin his fun one more time. And if all that's not enough, this happened to close the show at the last Chaotic show. And since it's on their social media, I think I can play it without getting yelled at.
All right.
So let me turn the volume on. And here we go.
No! Ricky! Enough, Ricky! No! Keep rolling. No. Ricky, no! It's enough, man! Ricky, no! Ricky, no! Ricky!
Oh, Lord.
That's never a fun spot.
No, not at all. Ouch. I mean, yeah, like Bobby's saying, let's go Ricky Smokes, but man, this could be an interesting fight. Again, it's a big show and everything, and Ricky's been riding a big high. I mean, he's the guy in the spotlight right now. He's riding high over on Evolve and everything like that. But as he put too much on his plate, I gotta ask, that is he built all of this up to only find that his Achilles heel is who he's facing at Cold Fury, and that is who is the one that could easily topple and become the new champion.
No gods, no kings, only Mortar. I don't think he loses. Like, he's got his number. Like, everybody's got that one competitor who just they can't beat. They can't get over the hump. For Rhea Ripley, it's Io Sky. I mean, everybody's had that person. Hell, Sami Zayn can't beat Drew McIntyre. You're like, there are just these wrestlers in the world that sometimes has that one guy, no matter what happens, you just can't beat him. Let's go to folks one more time.
For sure. And I like the way you laid that out, Ed, because that's an angle that's as old as the hills in wrestling. Is just the tag team breaks up. One guy goes on to bigger stardom. The other guy disappears for a while, just like the Midnight Rockers or the Rockers, I guess. One goes on as the heel to bigger and better things, starts trampling over everybody else in his division, but who is the one guy that knows his secrets, that knows his moves, that knows his weaknesses? It's the old tag team partner. That's who he's vulnerable to. Doesn't have to be fancy. I love this angle. It's one that regenerates over the generations of wrestling fans because it's believable and it's plausible. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's simple storytelling. You just let it develop over years and years, and then you just go back to it and go, hey, look, these guys are friends. I mean, look at Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like, they don't even have to tell their story. They just do a thing where they don't become friends, and then something happens and they're friends again, and then they're not friends again, and then they're friends again. Like, it's just that simple.
If these wrestlers would just sit down, have a beer and a joint with each other, they wouldn't be fighting all the time. I mean, geez, like these tag teams would stay together. They'd be brothers
Be
for
quiet,
life.
Disco Inferno. Munson Inferno.
All right. Munson Inferno. I light up in an inferno when I go out on the town, but we are going to call it a wraps, I think, here tonight. I will mention that there is no Honor Ramble happening after us tonight. They did not have the ability to go live here tonight, still with some technical difficulties. So hopefully next week we'll be back up and running with the Honor Ramble on a regular Thursday night schedule. So that is going to be it. Hold on here. Going out on the town in Saskatchewan, you wouldn't believe there's a great nightlife here in Saskatchewan for some. Oh no, 56K internet. I remember the 56K internet. But before STG hijacks the end of Ring Respect Radio here, I'm going to turn it over to Ed to find out where the people can find him and what he's got coming up.
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at EdFries12584. You can find me on the Twitch at twitch.tv/EdFries2002. Don't have a ton of content coming up as I'm going to be having surgery on Monday, but I'll be there for Point of View. I should be there for Point of View this Sunday morning to go ahead and I'm going to break down bit by bit. Well, not the whole thing, but there's 20 minutes of it. But I'm going to go ahead and break down the John Cena heel promo from Raw this week. There's a lot of little things that I think that deserve a little bit of chit chat here. And I think that they did something very creative. And while a lot of people have had their chance to talk about it, I haven't had a chance to talk about it. So I want to go ahead and take that opportunity. Of course, you can find Astrid doing taking over this Tuesday without me. It'll be fine. She's going to do great. She may or may not have a guest, depending on how quickly she wants to get done. But make sure, no matter what you do, that you go wish her a happy birthday today, because it is the Queen's birthday.
Yeah.
So make sure Queen Astrid knows that you know it's her birthday. So go on her Twitch, go on her Twitter, go on her YouTube, leave a comment, go subscribe and get her to 300 subscribers for her birthday. That would be fantastic. All kinds of good stuff there. So make sure you go wish her a happy birthday. Andre and Peggy are going to be back from Marvel Talk on Wednesday. I'll be back on about 2 weeks from now for another Revolve review, hopefully with Bobby Munson again, because last night's Revolve review was a bunch of fun, even though certain people didn't realize it's on my own personal Twitch and not on the Our Local Establishment channel. I might change that. I might simulcast it to both at some point. Yeah, 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I'm going to be having some surgery, and I'm not sure I'm going to be fit and ready to go. Yeah, I'm going to make you miss me, SPG. You're going to miss me, damn it.
All right. Well, Ed, we do wish you the best of luck with the surgery and everything like that.
Yes.
We will miss you. Speedy recovery. And again, we're here for you, brother. But in the meantime and in between time, my pocket's got a lot lighter because it just cost me a whole hell of a lot to put that fancy ticker up on the screen. Papa Smokes, hit the people with where they can find you.
Okay, well, I'm currently doing some research towards our next trip through the territories, which will come on sometime in April. So in the meantime, I can be found on Elon Musk's free speech wonderland known as X. I'm at Smokes_Papa, and then also on Twitch at Papa_Smokes_.
That's where you can follow Heel Papa. But for myself, Bobby Munson on the X is Real Bobby Munson. Instagram and Threads is Video Bros SK. Twitch Video Bro _Bobby Munson, and Blue Skies. It's Bobby Munson. All the Blue Sky stuff that comes after it. Where you can find me, you're going to be able to find me every Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Saskatchewan time, for another release for Prairie Pro Wrestling, along with Papa Smokes calling all the shots. Again, Point of View this Sunday. Ed said he's going to be there, try to be there. I know Mark is out for one more week. He's still recovering himself too, so hopefully Mark will be making a speedy recovery and returning soon. And we hopefully will have Andre C along with us to talk everything in the world of sports. And then of course
back to F1 this week, because the race is Saturday nighty type thing. So
I thought we did that. They had one last week. Maybe there's another one. I did one last week.
Race almost every week, Bobby. You gotta
Okay.
There's a whole lot of races.
I'm hosting the sports show, and I don't know enough about sports. Isn't that wonderful? But you can also find me here every Thursday, returning next Thursday for trivia night here on Ring Respect Radio. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be ladies' night here, so we're going to have a panel of ladies competing for the on-screen chance for the donation to a women's charity. That's all going to be announced this week on the social media. So make sure you're staying tuned to everything OLE. That ticker down below, OLE podcast across all social media, including YouTube and Twitch, where you can like, follow, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, turn on notification bells, and leave comments. We got stuff coming at you just about every day from all the wonderful content creators from around the globe. So make sure to tune in to all the great stuff here on our local establishment. But that's going to be it, gentlemen. That's been a great show. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Ring Respect Radio. We will be back in a week's time. Take care, everybody.